I'll be saying the story of the old man and the grandson. So once upon a time, there was a man in a small village whose name was Jack. But every man in the village used to call him Jack the Jolly because he always has a good mood and he's always kind to people. His only family is a son, and he dearly loves his son. He dearly loves his son. He would do anything for his son, and he would leave his work for his son. Um, one day, one day his son was eating his favorite soup, and accidentally, his bowl was broken, and he cried a lot. Then Jack consoled him and said, "Oh, don't worry, my son. I will buy you another soup." And his son was very happy after listening that. Um, days passed, and Jack took the same care of his son every day. Um, some years passed by, and now Jack was very old, and everyone in the village now used to call him Jack the Old, and the son of Jack, whose name was Hansel. Now he was called as Hansel the Handsome because he was so beautiful and handsome. Every girl wants to marry him, but he rarely gives one a chance. Um, on one day, Hansel found out that he dearly loved a girl whose name was Elsie. After some days, Elsie and Hansel got married, and they decided to live a happy life with just one child. And soon they gave a birth to one child. Since then, Elsie was actually cruel. She always takes Hansel away from her Jack, um, away from his father Jack, because and Elsie always complains about his father Jack. She says that he's always snoring. He doesn't have common sense. He should not be living with us, and he should be sent to old age. But Hansel is nothing like her. He always respects his father, and he does everything for his father. Uh, but um, Elsie, but Elsie always tried to convince him that his father is getting old and he should be sent to an old age home. One day Hansel gets so sick of it and he said, "Okay, I'll send him to old age home. Please stop." And in that manner, Hansel was he slowly was not taking care of his father, and even he did not notice this change in him. Soon, as I said, they gave birth to a son, and soon that son became 7 years old. And Jack, he became even older, and now he can't even eat properly because his hand was always so trembling while he was trying to eat. So one day he accidentally spilled some soup on an expensive tablecloth, and Elsie, she lost her mind and scolded Hansel's father Jack to um, to the utmost limit. And uh, and um, and because of that, Jack was so disappointed in himself. But always, there was this child of Elsie and Hansel who always used to support Jack, and that was the only reason why Jack was alive, because both Hansel and Elsie are always rude to him, and the child of Elsie and Hansel was the only hope to him. He used to support him always. One day, while Jack was eating, Jack accidentally broke many earthenware cups, and now Elsie was so angry at him. She finally decided to send him to an old age home, and even Hansel agreed because of the mess Jack's making. Then, then his child, he decided to teach him a lesson. So what he came in front of them, and he sat down, and he was making some wooden pots. Then Elsie thought, oh, then Elsie said to his son, "Oh son, why are you making wooden balls? Why are you making wooden balls? We don't need any wooden balls. We have so many pots." Then his son said that, "Oh no, I am making this wooden balls for you so that when you become old, even you will not break the earthenware cups like my grandfather. And so that I will not yell at you." And from that moment, Elsie and Hansel learnt a lesson, and they have realized what a crime they have committed. And from that day, they have always been kind to Jack, and they have always cheered him up. So the moral of the story is that we always need to take care of our parents as they took care of us, as they took care of ourselves when we are child when we were children. Thank you.